Thank you for joining me today. We are going to do a sketch from page 89 from 101 Scrapbooking Ideas and Sketches. And you're probably wondering why I have some more Hoover Dam photos that we are going to be working through again today. It's because I have 3 kids and each child, I try to make their pages unique. However, today we're going to make 2 of the exact same pages with most of the same photos, but each one has one photo to kind of personalize the album for themselves. And you can see here's 2 of the 3 kids, and we had done the older daughter last time. So we've got a lot of different things that we're going to be using, and I will most likely need some more paper and things like that as I go through it, because again, I'm basically doing 2 layouts. However, I will show you guys a completed page for just one of them. But at the end of the day, I am doubling up on them. And here is the plan for today. We're sticking true to the 6x4 photo up at the top. And here's where I kind of modified it in the middle here. It does have it down to 4 inches for the various photos, and I believe I'm going to keep it at 6 inches. So I'm going to lengthen it out. I'm going to shorten some of the amount of space that I have here and here. So we're going to have to kind of shimmy things around on the page and kind of work through it and work through any problems that I encounter. The plan is to put the admission ticket down towards the bottom here, and then I'm going to do the cloud border punch as the bottom one. I have a compass punch here that will go on this in place of this little flower, and we may bring in the banner punch, which I have right here in case I need it, to kind of add something to that too. This could also be a sticker on the page as well. And then we're going to do a 3.5 circle, which is why I have the circle cutter and the red blade out. And then we're going to use the cable weave chain to go on the diagonal here. And we'll kind of see what that looks like and maybe have to do some type of movement. Right now it calls for 2, might only be 1, again with the amount of space that we have on the page. So I am going to get started and trying to cut out all of the various elements. And as I'm cutting, I am going to cut for both pages, but you will only see me put together one page on this layout. So I think the first thing that I'm going to do, I'm not even going to touch the paper. I am going to try to cut the cable weave chain first and get that. So I've got some scrap brown paper that I'm going to be using, and then we'll come in there. Oh, and then the other thing is I am using the Passport to Adventure collection for the layout that we're doing today as well. And because I'm doing this on the diagonal, I figured I could get away with trying to use up some scrap paper. So there's one of them. And I'm going to use the Post-it note trick here to try to use up some more paper. And the Post-it note trick is to add Post-it notes to your scrap paper. I am going to do 2. I could probably get away with 1, but I don't need any problems as I'm doing this. And then we're going to set that up in there. And then we're going to go ahead and punch again. And we have 2. And then I've got just a little bit left over on this one. Hopefully I can use that somewhere else. And then the other one that we're going to trim right away is going to be this admission ticket. Let me open that up. And let's see. So with this, we want to line this up with I'm going to put it in this way, but whether you're left or right-handed or whichever side makes more sense, you're welcome to. I'm going to put it in that way. And so I'm going to line it up, the paper up with this little line here. And then if you wanted to cut from the other direction, you would just line it up on this side. And then once it comes through, you want to go ahead and line it up where the silver cutout is, and then it'll keep punching like it should. So because my paper is a little bit shorter, it's going to be a little tricky to line up, but I'm going to do the best that I can. I'm going to push it all the way back and make sure it's back, hold it in my right hand and push down, and then I'm going to slide it through and then line up so all the blue is hidden and all you see is the silver, and then make sure it's tight to the back again and push again, and do the same thing until you get it all the way through. And sometimes you want to take your time going through here, especially depending on how detailed of a punch it is. This one isn't too bad, but there are some of some flower punches that can get off track if you're not careful, because I've done that before all by myself with nobody else's help. All right, so this last one's going to be a little bit tricky too, because I have nothing to hold on to over here. So I did the best I can to just line that up. Okay, and then we got the admission ticket. All right, and then we were going to do, out of some of the decorative paper, is what I was thinking about doing for, like, this will be the background piece, which is why I have two. So I've got a background piece here. I've got this brown ticket, and one page may have this as brown, another page may have this as out of a patterned piece of paper. It could vary, and it will likely vary. It just depends what I run out of. All right, so we're gonna do, now we're gonna go ahead and do the clouds. And this page looks, or this paper from a direction standpoint could go any direction. Same thing with the back side. So I think what I'm gonna do is just, I'm not gonna get too concerned because this is actually gonna be at the bottom. The clouds are gonna be closer to the bottom of the sketch. And pattern paper, since it's a lot lighter, that one kind of got tangled up in there. I just want to make sure you're connecting this into the notches. And then I try not to worry too much about this little piece at the end. That was the one that was causing me some problems. Alright, and so then what it's going to look like, and I need to cut this, I just don't know how far down to go yet, which is why we're testing stuff out. And I may change this up already too into something different, because I had forgotten my compass punch is going to be out of brown. Okay, get that lined up in there. Oh, it's right there. And I'm gonna need at least one more of those. There we go. Okay. And oh, my ticket, my admission ticket. I don't want the brown on brown. So we're gonna cut the admission ticket out of this yellow. Sometimes your best intentions don't always work out the best. And you can see there's little notches here too on the piece of paper to try to help line it up correctly as well. Try to clean off all of this stray paper. Okay. All right, so now what we got going on, we have this towards the bottom. We'll have this here. We will have one of the compass punches here, and then the photos are gonna get tucked. Take one set of photos here. They're gonna get tucked probably down in there. I don't want to see them in the little lines of the ticket, but if I can hide them, it looks like I can get them close down there. And because of this top one, it looks like I'm gonna have to move this stuff down. And maybe I'll have to trim them, right? Like there was a reason why the sketch had the dimensions on it that it did. But I was try not to have to cut too many or too much of the photos. But it looks like I'm gonna have to come in, I'm gonna have to cut across the top, and then this one I will likely cut because it's 2 photos printed on one 4x6 sheet. There's a lot of water down here, and I will likely I will trim off some of this, trim off the tops on both of those and get them to fit so that I have some room for this photo up here, because it too is supposed to be matted, and I was going to tie that in with the yellow. So let me work on trimming the green and getting this one trimmed down because I don't need the whole sheet of green behind it. I just need a little bit for behind the admission ticket, and that's about all I need it for. And then I'll cut the green, and then we'll start laying out some of the cable weave chain too, and then I'll trim photos down as well. Okay, we're gonna do the banner punch. I'm gonna do that in green. I could even do it in this color, but I don't want to risk it. And I don't want to introduce another color in here. So we're gonna stick with the green. I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna raise that up, and then there is some enamels that come with this kit or this collection that I'm gonna use to put on top of the compass to make it stand out a little bit more. And then I think I'm only gonna go with one cable weave chain banner. And so now what I'm gonna do is go ahead and try to cut the circle that's going to get shimmied underneath here. So. And usually when I cut stuff, for whatever reason, I don't like to use these mats. So I'm going to bring out an older one. And do my cutting on an old old mat that I don't care about it. You can see it's been well loved and beat up. Painted on, you name it. It had a little bit of everything. Now you can use the custom cutting system, or Creative Memories did come out with a circle cutter that cuts different sizes, basically anything, any size that you can think of, from 12 or 11.5 inches and down, it can cut. And so that has been pretty sweet to use once I figured out how to use it. And you can see this did not work so well in my favor. So I'm just gonna go through here and cut. It's almost like I'm out of practice. Okay. And we're gonna see if the 3.5, because I moved everything around, I don't even know if this is gonna be the right size anymore. So it is a larger circle. My little hiccup that I had to do from a trimming standpoint, I am able to hide that. And underneath the cable border, cable weave chain here. And so I can put this, I think the 3.5 still works. So that part's good. The other thing that I did see in one of the sketches, specifically this sketch in the book, is that they came in and they put some dots. And I don't think I'm going to put dots, but I'll put little lines all the way around. And then on this one, I do a lot of computer journaling, so I'm going to still do the computer journaling on top of the circle. And it's not, this one is a little bit of it's not a true white, so it's kind of an off-white color. So I can still either put a white one on there, or I could try to even matte it too. So let me go ahead. I'm going to start attaching down the things that I can. And then I've got the banners cut out down here. And then I may use some more of the banners, these little green ones, up here to put some dates and some other things on the page as well. Just so that I don't have to include so much in the journaling piece of it. So I'm going to work on that, and then I will show you my final page. All right, so I kind of marked this mainly because I don't want to put adhesive on one side of it. I want to just, I can put it up towards the top, but I want to be able to tuck in the journaling card. And then hopefully that is enough to get it on there. I'm going to move that out of the way. And then I will just trim the edges off of there, and then I should just be able to continue to tuck that right in there. And I can even add maybe another, like a green compass, or another decorative element or sticker from the collection as well. I'll have to try to play with that as I continue to look at it, because I do think it does need something else up here. So what I'm trying to do is, oh gosh, never had that happen before. Okay, interesting. What I'm trying to do is make sure, so I've got one decorative element down here. I will put something else needs to be over in this side, maybe right in here. And then something can go either on this side or this side of the journaling box too. And then I think it'll look like a good balanced layout. So let me work on trying to figure that piece out as I go, and then I will show you that too. And I think we're gonna leave it like that. So this can still kind of come in and out. Probably have to work with it a little bit, but it'll come in and out. I'll put my journaling on here. And then I think this page is done. So then I will make my duplicate page of this one now. There is a quick look at my second page. And then here was the first one that we had kind of put together and went over. So thank you for joining me today, and tune in next time.